us.
Stalkers have become a huge problem for celebrities.
Oh my God! I need to see you at some point while
Nearly every star has had at least one, and they can be not only terrifying.
What's your name back there?
Sandra Bullock.
Any nerves about seeing him again?
They can also be deadly.
She was giving him a hug, and he shoots her point blank.
Their orders were to kill and castrate both Bieber and his bodyguard.
Social media has now made things 1,000 times dicier.
He's been tweeting me and has come to my house several times.
May very well worsen the stalking behavior.
And the bigger the star, the bigger the problem.
I proposed to Taylor Swift, everybody. She's gonna say yes.
Swift has had at least 15 alleged stalkers over the years.
You keep wound dressing with you?
Yeah, I've had a lot of stalkers show up to the house armed. So we have to think that way.
Tonight, a deep dive into what's being done to protect stars from being stalked. Turns out, not much.
We're in an era right now where it seems that the rights of the perpetrators outweigh the rights of the victim.
There's a kid on my couch in that room over there.
It makes you reconsider how safe you truly are in your body and in your home. And it's a really disgusting feeling.
TMZ investigates. Obsessed and dangerous. Hollywood's stalker crisis.
I'm Chad Michael Busto, you know who I am. I need to see you at some point while I'm in New York. Okay?
I looked up and there was a dark figure in the doorway of the bedroom. I remember just like looking and just going, and in my head I was like, what's next? Go, no, go.
There's somebody in my house.
Okay, what's your address? What is your address? What's your address?
Celebrity stalking is a problem that has reached epidemic proportions in Hollywood.
Keep your hands up, walk towards us.
Nearly every celebrity has had to deal with a stalker at some point. Sometimes several of them. And the bigger the star, the bigger the problem.
It's true. Take Taylor Swift, for example. She is a once-in-a-generation superstar. She cannot go anywhere without drawing a gigantic crowd.
The most abnormal thing about my life is having sort of crowds form everywhere you go. And just everywhere. So that starts happening, and then you have to take security everywhere you go. All of a sudden, you realize that you have not been alone, truly, for 5 years.
Everything Taylor Swift does is beyond. That even includes the number of stalkers she's had and a number of times that she's been victimized.
Where is home for you now?
It's a very good question. I try not to ever really say where I am the most because since all my addresses are on the internet, people tend to show up uninvited. Like, you know, dudes that think we have an imaginary marriage.
Sweetheart, we're getting married. You're first lady.
Taylor Swift has had at least 15 alleged stalkers over the years. And a man named Mitch Tabell was one of them.
I proposed to Taylor Swift, everybody. She's gonna say yes. I'm getting married. She's my soulmate.
Tabell was arrested last June for showing up at her Nashville home and making a series of threats. He was ordered to seek mental health treatment.
Another stalker named Morgan Mank crashed his car in the Swift's New York apartment building in 2022, then tore off the intercom when he couldn't get inside. DailyMail.com tracked him down afterwards.
Why are you talking to Taylor Swift? You were, weren't you?
It's the other way around.
She's talking to you.
Yes.
And Roger Alvarado actually broke into Swift's Manhattan home 3 different times, starting in 2018. He once even took a shower at her place, then crawled into a bed for a nap. Alvarado was eventually sentenced to up to 4 years in prison.
When you've achieved the level of fame that someone like Taylor Swift has, for example, you know, your every move is being watched. You're recognizable in every country around the world, from your concerts to your music to your social life. You really have to take it to the next level as far as security is concerned.
You mentioned that you keep wound dressing with you?
Yeah, I've had a lot of stalkers show up to the house armed. So we have to think that way.
Among the other precautions Swift has had to take, armored SUVs and facial recognition technology.
Facial recognition software is being used to determine who's actually coming into her shows. One would expect next level with Taylor Swift, but this is next level to the nth degree.
When they reach a certain level of fame, they will have security entourages that are managing these people. It's like their own mini Secret Service, you know, for handling potential threats. And those individuals play an important role in helping keep that celebrity at a distance from people that may have diabolical and violent intentions.
But no level of security is impenetrable. And as you're about to find out, stalkers who do get through can be deadly.
One of the most tragic stalking cases with the most tragic results and every celebrity's worst fear is the case of Christina Grimmie.
For me, as an opposing coach, you're the artist to beat on Adam's team, I think.
Thank you so much.
In 2014, Christina Grimmie was making a name for herself as a breakout star on The Voice.
After The Voice, she went on tour, and Christina was super excited about performing in front of a packed house at a concert in Orlando, Florida. It was June 10th, 2016.
Please come to the show if you live near Orlando, Florida. We are at the Plaza Live. Please come out. Bye. There it is. I think I'm in love. I think I'm in love.
The show itself went off without a hitch, but police photos show a 27-year-old man named Kevin James Loibel, who was obsessed with Grimmie, lurking in the crowd.
After the show ended around 10 p.m., Grimmie was taking photos with fans at a meet and greet. Little did she know, Loibel had snuck past security to get in, carrying 2 handguns and a hunting knife.
Here you have a celebrity who's putting themselves out there, willing to be at a meet and greet, actually was giving him a hug, and he shoots her point blank.
When Grimmie's brother tackled him to the ground, Loibel shot and killed himself.
It's going to be 2 patients, the female patient and the shooter.
Christina Grimmie died in the hospital later that night. She was only 22 years old. Fans who witnessed the shooting couldn't believe what they saw.
I feel like overwhelmed and basically traumatized. Like, whenever I think about it, I still hear the gunshots and I still hear people screaming.
Concerts are supposed to be this place where you can go and get away. And there were so many young people inside. And that trauma that they're gonna deal with from seeing their favorite artists or just hearing about that.
In the days that followed, Justin Bieber and Selena Gomez, both victims of stalkers themselves, offered onstage tributes to the fallen star.
And I don't really understand how this really happened, but I would like to dedicate this next song to her.
Hers was a life of so much promise, and it was snuffed out by a celebrity stalker.
Not all celebrity stalkers are obsessed fans who fantasize about being close to a star. Sometimes they can be people the stars actually had a relationship with. In the case of Britney Spears, it was her ex-husband.
I'm Jason Alexander, first husband. I'm here to crash the wedding, bro.
You know, here we have a case with Jason Alexander and Britney Spears, who she was married to for a very brief time, just a matter of hours, very early in her career. And here we are several years later. She's getting remarried, and he shows up to the wedding, attempting to crash her wedding.
So here's the inside scoop, guys, of the wedding. Jason Alexander. What's up?
Alexander shows up at Britney's house in the summer of 2022. On the day of her wedding, going live on Instagram as he approaches the residence. And Alexander made it into the house, eventually working his way to her bedroom door.
Hey, tell me the truth. Where's Brittany? Brittany!
No, get out! What's interesting is that it was a chat type feature on this particular social media site that allowed people from the public to weigh in. It was as if he was looking for support or validation for his behavior, as if he was rescuing Britney Spears in some sort of way. But the comments on this particular social networking site were quite the opposite. They were asking for police intervention. They were attempting to convince him to leave her alone.
Britney invited me here. Britney Spears invited me here. She's my first wife, my only wife. I'm her first husband. I'm here to crash the wedding, because nobody's here but Sam.
Security was able to intervene and take him to the ground where he was held for police.
There's Cade right there. Cade! Go over there. Cade! Come here, Cade! I was really just trying to see her and ask her if this was really what she wanted.
Alexander was later convicted of aggravated trespassing and sentenced to 128 days in jail. But a year later, he was back at it. He was arrested in Tennessee for stalking a woman he met at the gym.
Someone is broken into my house. I'm hiding in the closet.
They're in the house now?
Yes, they are. I just saw them walk into the attic.
One of the most terrifying cases happened in the summer of 2014. When a stalker who had eyes on Sandra Bullock actually made way into her home.
Was it a man or a woman?
I think it was a man.
She had no idea at the time that Joshua James Corbett had been delusionally attached to her and had researched her to the point where he knew where she lived, and he knew that she would be attending an award show in June of 2014. When she came home alone from that award show, he watched as she entered her residence. He waited for his opportunity. Later that morning, entered her home from the downstairs sliding glass doors by forcing them open, climbed the stairway leading to her bedroom while shouting her name as he was walking through the house trying to locate her. Fortunately, Miss Bullock had a safe room in her bedroom area, and she was able to hide in her bedroom while making a phone call to police. Police responded within minutes and were able to take Joshua Corbett into custody. At the time he was arrested, Corbett had a letter in his possession proclaiming his love for Sandra Bullock, the fact that he believed that he was Sandra Bullock's husband and that he was the father of her adopted child.
The writing says, I love you, I need you, I want you, I want you, I love you, I love you. We will be together soon, okay?
It was
the one night that Louis wasn't with me. It was the one night that our nanny goes, let me just take him to my apartment, which is up the street, because you're going to be out late.
We ended up seizing literally an armory of weapons from his home.
All told, we seized 10 handguns, 13 rifles, and a shotgun.
Computers that contained a lot of searches with regards to Sandra Bullock. And in addition, inside of his home, he had a wall where he'd been using a magic marker type pen and writing all kinds of cryptic messages with regards to Sandra, their perceived relationship, his relationship with her son. It was quite delusional, very concerning.
I wasn't the same after that. I haven't been alone since the day it happened.
Ultimately, a deal was reached between the defense and the prosecution that allowed Corbett to be treated in a lockdown mental facility. Unfortunately, once he was on his medication, he was able to prove that he was suitable for release. Once left to his own devices, he got off of his meds, fell back into the same psychotic, delusional behavior that brought him to police attention in the first place. He barricaded himself inside of his house, threatened to kill anyone that came in after him, which resulted in a SWAT standoff for 5 or 6 hours.
The SWAT team was called in. When they entered the house, they found Corbett dead.
Ultimately, Corbett took his own life in his home. SWAT found him several hours later with self-inflicted knife wounds.
And this is what's sad, is that the system failed him.
There was no happy ending to this case, even though to some degree, I think Sandra Bullock can breathe a bit of a sigh of release knowing that Corbett's not out there and she doesn't have to look over her shoulder with regards to Corbett anymore.
Some people say, you know, stalking comes with the territory if you're a famous celebrity, but no person should be subjected to threats or feel like their life is in danger or that they can't live freely doing what everybody else gets to do.
And if you think only female stars can be stalked, well, think again. Social media star Logan Paul, he's one of the toughest guys around, a WWE US champ, no less. But even he has been terrified by a stalker.
I definitely don't feel 100% safe 100% of the time. When you get violated in that way, whether it's a violation of your person, a violation of your property, it leaves a sludge over you and the things that you own. It makes you reconsider how safe you truly are in your body and in your home. And it's a really disgusting feeling.
The trouble all started in early 2018 when Logan found a man named Taj Spate in his house sleeping on his couch.
There's a kid on my couch in that room over there who I don't think I invited over. Do you know who it is? I have no idea who it is.
One day we come home from an event. My dad notices a man sleeping on the couch, a man that we do not know. So he comes to me, he goes, hey, who's your buddy sleeping on your couch? And I go, I have no idea. What are you talking about? We go into the other room, and I see a stranger dead asleep on my couch. Turns out this dude had jumped our fence, let himself in the house, waltzed into our living room, and helped himself to a nap on our couch. And he was insistent that someone told him to come to our house and enter the property. It was pretty clear right off the rip that this was a mentally unstable human. And so you do your best to exercise a little grace in that scenario, but it's hard because you've been violated.
Spate was arrested for aggravated trespassing and sentenced to 30 days in jail. He was also ordered to stay away from Logan's home. He didn't.
Not long after he was released, Spate showed up to Logan's house 2 more times before he was finally sentenced to jail again, this time for 45 days.
I try not to live my life terrified because that's no way to live. In a weird twist of fate, perhaps my stalkers taught me lessons about privacy and protection. Because now I do feel safe. Cameras all around the house, a guard dog that'll rip your balls off, gated property, 24/7 security surveillance, watching my property at all times, personal security guard. I've taken measures so I can avoid being vulnerable because of situations like this. So perhaps this guy taught me a valuable lesson.
This guy Spade, who repeatedly tried to break into your house, he died in 2019, and it looks like he took his own life. I'm wondering now, do you think the system failed him?
Heavy. I didn't know he died. I'd say the system definitely failed him, for sure. I didn't even know he died, and the first thing I said was, this is obviously an unstable individual, and I'd like to empathize with him as much as I can. Whatever mental facility, whatever protocol was put in place to try to help this individual obviously failed, and that's a shame. These aren't normal individuals. They're insane, and they need to be treated as such, and they need to be taken care of in a better way.
Kelly Clarkson is dealing with something we talk about far too often with celebrities, and that is a stalker, someone who continually shows up at her home, and this woman now is their 14th offense, and she was arrested last night.
So what's a celebrity to do when it comes to stalking? For some, the first step is getting a restraining order, but they are sometimes woefully inadequate.
So you're gonna stay away from Selena now?
Well, of course, there's a restraining order now, isn't there?
There are certain stalkers, and I've seen them, that have escalated in response to restraining orders.
Even when the police respond, this is after the fact. And the trauma and maybe even the danger and whatever this guy jumping over your fence did, it's too late, it's being done, either emotionally or physically. So great, the police come, they can arrest him, but who knows what's the damage that caused already by that.
Police were called to Paris Hilton's home in the hills above Sherman Oaks this morning after a knife-wielding man tried to break in.
Paris Hilton has had to deal with the whack-a-moles of stalkers. First, she has one guy that she successfully gets a restraining order. Then she's in court dealing with another stalker, and lo and behold, stalker number one decides that he's gonna show back up.
Watch it, watch it, watch it.
Keep going, keep going.
Not just show up, James Rainford actually tried to attack Hilton's then-boyfriend as they walked into the courthouse in 2011.
Who's that guy?
Oh, that's another intruder who came to my house on a bike.
That's another intruder?
Are you okay? He attacked my security at my house.
Are you okay?
Honey, are you okay?
You okay, dude?
I've already proposed her and her dad already said yes.
It's very unsettling because you don't know what frame of mind someone is like that who now 4 times has tried to get in contact with me, and he keeps getting in trouble for it.
And it still wasn't over. Shortly after he was released, Rainford was arrested again outside Hilton's Malibu beach house. This time he was deemed too incompetent to stand trial and was finally sent to a mental health hospital.
Celebrities, like everybody else, have to navigate their fear and oftentimes frustrations at dealing with the criminal justice system as they try to protect themselves and hold the offender responsible and accountable for their actions.
We're in an era right now where it seems that the rights of the perpetrators outweigh the rights of the victims. And until we see that pendulum swing back the other direction, we're going to continue to have problems.
For many stalkers, it's all one big revolving door. And there's little celebrities can do to protect themselves until, unfortunately, their stalker commits a serious, even life-threatening crime.
Oftentimes, we have to wait for the perpetrator to actually go farther than you would want them to go in order to get the relief sought.
Celebrities face the same stalkers over and over and over again, mainly because we don't have the right tools for the job here. The reality is the only way to force someone to deal with mental health issues is to use the legal system. Then you have the legal system that is maladaptive, frankly, in fixing this problem because it doesn't have the ability to monitor and to really put eyeballs on people who are dangerous.
I'm Bristol Palin, and I've been dealing with stalkers for the last 10 years.
It's like an indescribable feeling of anxiety. And every noise that you hear in the middle of the night, you're just terrified about.
One of Bristol Palin's 3 stalkers was a guy named Peter Ferrero. And for years, Peter was relentless.
It started in 2013, and somebody that was managing a Facebook page, they let me know that he had been sending thousands of messages. It ended up being like over 10,000 messages that he had been sending. He would just talk about everything, talk about his fantasies that he had with my sisters and I.
In 2014, Ferrero actually flew from his house in Florida to Alaska and showed up at Bristol's home.
I came home one Sunday night with my son, who was 6 years old at the time. He tried to follow me inside my house, and I knew exactly who he was because he said his name. It was so paralyzingly scary, I can't even describe it. I dropped everything and ran with my son.
Police came and arrested Ferrero, and he was later convicted of stalking.
3 years later, Ferrero was at it again, showing up at Bristol's sister's home. He was arrested again, detained for 30 days, and let go.
So, Bristol, how does having a stalker affect your sense of security?
It completely affects your sense of security. Even as a very independent woman, I feel like I've had to take so many other precautions to protect myself and to protect my family. It's something I don't even think you can accurately describe it, and I don't think other people relate to it unless they've been in that situation.
Now, here's what's really shocking. Even after all of this, in 2019, Ferrero actually got a job at the Capitol in Alaska, working for a state senator.
How do you know that they have the integrity to follow through with sex offense treatment?
It's insanity to me that no one would even hold that elected official accountable of like, look, he's been found guilty of these charges, multiple charges, repeat offender for years and years. And then, you know, kind of that last laugh of working on the floor for the state of Alaska is insane to me.
Ferrero kept stalking Bristol online into 2019. That's when she posted these images of herself holding a gun with a warning, "We don't play."
Yeah, we don't play for sure. In terms of like the safety of our home and being prepared for things like that, it's like a non-negotiable for me. And I definitely protect my household and am prepared for those type of things. I think my faith in the judicial system is like very little because there was never any repercussions for the incidences. I think that there needs to be actual consequences, and when they violate it, there needs to be like hard jail time.
There is more that needs to be done from a criminal justice perspective to develop laws that may help mandate treatment, that may help hold people accountable at a different threshold in order to be able to catch these cases before they become more extreme.
Now, there's one celebrity who took a very unique approach to dealing with his stalker.
How do you feel about this female attention?
It's completely not. It's for the character, though, so it's like...
Robert Pattinson was filming a movie in Spain back in 2008 when a stalker decided to sit outside his apartment all day, every day, for weeks. So what'd he do? He took her to dinner, and he said she decided he was so boring, she never stalked him again. Famed violinists Lindsey Stirling and Taylor Swift are both very successful female performers, and they have one terrifying thing in common. This man.
There's a restraining they want to make new contact. Understand? I mean, these ones so like she's gonna be my wife.
Jason Knietz has a long history of terrifying conduct directed at celebrities with whom he's obsessed. This is Knietz back in 2019, getting served with his first restraining order by private investigator Joe DeLue.
Do you have a badge? What is this? Where's your badge? Let me see. Pull it out.
It's the first in a string of restraining orders that pretty much weren't worth the paper they were written on.
Look, dude, this is the library, okay?
The individual we're looking at today diverted his attention to Taylor Swift. And their security team is aware of the subject, and if there's anything that we could pass on to them, that we would.
Joe is a private investigator to the stars. He's helped protect a slew of celebs from stalkers. He and his partner, Brianna, are on the hunt for Jason Knietz. Lindsay's team reached out to him for help finding Knietz, who has been menacing toward Lindsay.
He has showed up at her residence.
He was direct messaging her very provocative, gruesome fantasies about rape, even photos.
Photos of what?
His genitals. He would talk to her about like the things he was gonna do to her, with her when he saw her.
Really engaged and able to find the forensic scene.
He has showed up at her residence. He was arrested here last month, booked in and released. We do know that he's checked into Cedars Hospital, so we believe he's pretty much staying in this area. We know he frequents libraries because of the posting on social media that he has, that he needs that Wi-Fi connection.
Knietz has shown alarming interest recently in Taylor Swift, posting on his social media, quote, "If Taylor Swift loved me, I would be with her inside her estate instead of rotting like garbage on the street. People take advantage of me, people hurt me, stalk me, and frame me."
His frustrations with Taylor and Lindsay have intersected. Lindsay Sterling and Taylor Swift, since you two ladies don't want to get your together, there is this gorgeous cougar named Famke who wants to have me as her next meal. I haven't been laid in almost 9 years, and it's making me a little crazy.
Joe keeps regular tabs on Knietz because cops aren't really an option.
They don't have time or the resources to do it.
Law enforcement has their hands tied because of subpoenas and such, and we don't. We don't have those same rules.
Knietz has been trouble for years, serious trouble. He's had restraining orders issued against him, which he's violated. He's been arrested, jailed, put in a psych ward, even assaulted cops. Cops who a while ago didn't want any part of him.
We notified the local law enforcement that this guy has a warrant. It's active, and it was $100,000. When I called him up, I advised him if he could have a unit there on patrol, and then if he could have him arrested on the warrant. It was a captain, and he called me back and he said that, look, I heard you, I understand who this individual is, but I'm not about to risk my officers getting hurt for a $100,000 misdemeanor warrant.
So Joe and Brianna do what cops can't or won't, but they have a very different approach. They don't confront stalkers, they try to connect with them.
One of the things that we like to do, and then try to locate their support mechanism, whether it's an employer, whether it's a family, friends, close people to them that may have an understanding of this person we're looking for. I would love to expose them to certain resources that would first start off with shelter, possibly education, some type of trade so he can work, and focus his attention on daily life as opposed to a particular person. So we just checked out another location of public library that is in close proximity to where he's been seen, our subject.
You guys must feel endangered sometimes too, huh?
Yeah, I have. We're dealing with unpredictable people. I can sit here and I can do as much background as I can on them, but I'm trying to rationalize an irrational person's behavior. And so to me, there's a little bit of sense of fear in that.
Joe and Brianna say social media has fueled the problem. Some stalkers think the Instagram of a celebrity with millions of followers is a sham, that the celeb is actually messaging them, They say that's the case with Kenitz.
When celebrities get on to talk directly to their fans through social media, it really does provoke these individuals to believing that they're being talked to by this person.
The scary reality, stalking cases often don't get wrapped up in a bow and go away for good. It keeps PIs like Joe and Brianna in business and on their toes.
Stalker is a lifelong problem. So every stalking client that we've ever had, we still have to do checks on them.
As for Joe and Brianna, no luck this day locating Kenitz, but they vow to keep looking until they find him.
You get cases where you make such an impact on someone's life, whether it's to give them a peace of mind or be safe. It does keep you going, fighting for what we need to fight for.
Well, it's clear, as long as there are celebrities, there are going to be celebrity stalkers. The question, can anything be done to contain them and prevent other stars from being victimized? Well, it is complicated.
Where's your ID?
When you know someone's obsessed and you're dealing with irrational behavior, there's no way to rationalize with someone like that. There's a presence of a mental disorder, possibly either schizophrenia or erotomania, and that person's just not going to get the message to go away and leave you alone. So you're constantly looking over your shoulder.
It's extremely frustrating. I'm grateful that I'm a 6'2", 205-pound professional fighter. What happens to famous women who have stalkers, who they come home and there's someone hiding out in their closet? How do you deal with that? What are the repercussions for that?
Kim Kardashian has another obsessed fan. This is almost a monthly occurrence, it seems.
He has not only shown up at her home on multiple occasions, but he sent a package to her home, a diamond ring in this package, and also Plan B.
The psychological impact on a celebrity from stalking is enormous. Essentially, they're in fight or flight all the time, which is really damaging to the emotional and physical life of a person.
Taylor is a good girl, and I'm a good man, and we have to be married, so she's my obvious soulmate.
A lot of people would want to say stalking comes with the territory. You signed up for this gig, you put yourself out there, that's the price that you need to pay. But you don't put yourself out there to have deranged people show up at your house or try to jump on stage or knock down your door.
I have a trespasser at my front door. They came early to my house and was escorted off of my property and come back, and now it's right there and it's at my front door.
Why does a human dedicate any time to trying to be around, become, think about, project, extrapolate the actions of a celebrity? It's not normal. It's not. And there's got to be better procedures in place for individuals who are clearly mentally unstable. And no, I don't think our country has done a good job at that this far.
With the way things stand, this problem is only going to get worse. Social media provides a fire hose of information about celebrities that unstable people can use as a roadmap to their doorstep. To make things better, the laws have to provide more of a deterrent than a few days behind bars. And everyone we spoke with agrees. We have to seriously address the mental health crisis in America. It's essential. It's life-saving.